Once he recovered his strength, I was expecting him to go back to the wild. He was free to go, but he decided to stay. That's when the trust grew stronger and I began to move closer to him. Sometimes he would go for me with his mouth open, but just before he bit me, he will stop and close his mouth. I tried to hold him when he began to swim, so that he will respect my strength. At first, I was scared when he got crazy and threw me off. Then I learned to read his moves. So much of his feelings is in his eyes. When Pocho is anxious, you can see a lot of blinking in his eyes. His eyes say splendid. When he's happy, his eyes are normal. I can tell this because I look at his eyes every day. He loves the touch. He loves me. He also watches my eyes. I communicate through my eyes that I don't want to hurt him.
Pocho no me ve a mí hace rato, entonces yo vengo y tal vez vine de San José, cuando vine con ellos vengo y me siento con él ahí y al rato descanso un rato ahí. El calor de él, yo me siento tranquilo y me acuesto ahí me duré un rato más.
I think the one thing that you can't discount is that this animal was shot in the head, so it's not inconceivable that that has somehow modified its behavior. What could have happened is that because of the huge shock to the brain, it has been reprogrammed, and the deep nurturing that Tito has shown has somehow modified the usual crocodile behavior.
At my latest touch, he now responds. If I try to force him in any way, he just uses his strength. He pushes me out of the way. This touching language took 3 years to develop. There is another form of communication. You see, crocs can feel a struggling animal from hundreds of meters away. I use the vibration I make with my hands in the water to communicate with him. Now he comes to me. He loves the touch. But he also likes to touch me with his body. Very gently when he's happy and with strength when he's agitated. We have this routine of movements we have created over the years, like two dancers. We are in a dance. If I forget one of the moves, he doesn't like it. He won't cooperate. That's when I have to go back and do the movement again. Then he does it much better and he's happy again. I never push him. I only try things twice. If he doesn't do it, I leave him. You can't push a 1,000-pound animal around.
When you first see this, you immediately think it's impossible. And then, of course, you start to, as a human being, you try and think of some kind of rational explanation for it. And the first thing that comes to mind, of course, is that it's a feeding dependency. But there are periods of time where he doesn't feed the animal for up to 3 weeks, and yet the animal still comes to him. It still seems to seek out that connection and that interaction with him.
When I gave him food, I hit him with the fish. So he associates that feeling with biting and eating. When I touch him with my hand, I touch him gently, so that he knows it isn't food and won't bite me. He gets excited when I go in the water. He loves the touch. He loves to play. If I had to go away for a few days, he gets agitated. He waits for me. He doesn't bite me because he respects me.
I've been completely seduced by what I think is the true nature of this relationship, but I was about to experience a completely different side to the story.